friends, thank you for joining me. My name is Miss Emily, and today we are going to demonstrate March's Your Library at Home Family Kit. We're going to make puffy paint. And puffy paint is so fun for so many reasons. The feel of it is very different than most paints. You can do it on a lot of different kind of surfaces. You can do it outside once the weather starts to warm up if you wanted, on the sidewalk, maybe not a porch. If you have like a wooden porch, it might stain it. Check with your parents. You can always put a little bit on a little part to see if it stains. You could do it on a larger piece of paper, or you could do it on a pan if you wanted to move it around. Of course, you can keep that as a work of art, but there's a lot of different things that you can do with puffy paint. The items that you will be receiving from the library in this kit are shaving cream. If you have not signed up for a kit and you're doing this at a different time, when you buy your shaving cream, get the cheapest shaving cream that you can get, and don't get the gel kind. You want the white, puffy kind. For this kit, you have to use Elmer's white glue. The internet said that the best kind to use is Elmer's. If you had other white glue laying around the house, you could use it and experiment with it. I don't think it would be too terribly different, but you definitely want to use the white glue, not a glue stick, not hot glue, not glitter glue. Got to use that white school glue. You will also be getting food coloring, one little bottle of food coloring from us. If you have other colors at home of food coloring, you can make multiple different containers, or you can mix and match and have fun with mixing colors like that. When you use the food coloring, if you use 4 to 5 drops, it's going to be pretty light. If you use 10 to 15 drops, it's going to be a pretty good color. If you use more than 20 drops, it's going to be very, very dark. So I am suggesting to use 10 to 15 drops. So even if you had a little bit of food coloring at home in a different color, you could use just a few and it would probably get you a really good color. You are also going to receive a couple of pages of cardstock, which is a little bit thicker paper. The puffy paint works really nicely on those. If you wanted to, you could draw some shapes on your cardstock, like I have printed, not drew, shapes, a heart, some shamrocks, a hedgehog, or just some plain shapes like these nice circles. You absolutely do not have to draw anything. You could just paint a wonderful nature scene, your family, your bedroom, a rainbow, anything on here that you want, just without drawing. Things that you will need at home, you will need a spoon. I like a wooden spoon because with this kit, you have to fold the glue into the shaving cream, and wooden spoons with the flat and kind of heavier material just are nicely for folding. If you don't have a wooden spoon, it is totally fine. Whatever kind of spoon you grab is going to work great. You will need a measuring cup of some sort, a measuring utensil, or not. You could wing it and see how it goes with eyeballing the ingredients. Again, it's a nice opportunity to experiment. The last thing you will probably need is a container, or multiple containers if you have other colors of food coloring. You just want to be able to mix this, mix the glue into the shaving cream to create your paint. The first thing you want to do with your shaving cream is shake it up really well to make sure that it's foamy and what you have come out is not going to be like a liquid. It's going to be more foam. This is the recipe for this puffy paint is 1/2 cup shaving cream, 1/4 cup of the glue, the white glue, and 10 to 15 drops of the food coloring. So this is a 1/2 cup. I'm gonna kind of eye it. That looks good. You can experiment, like I said, with the amounts if you would like. The glue is about half of that, so it's 1/4 of a cup. And so again, I'm gonna just take my 1/2 cup and eye about half of it. When you are putting your glue in to the shaving cream, you want to fold it in gently. The point is to get, I should probably just take the cap off. The point is to get, or sorry, is to keep as much of the air in the shaving cream as possible. Obviously, the shaving cream is what is going to make our paint puffy. That's too much. We might have to add some more shaving cream. That's okay. We're going to figure out how to do it. Like I said, you want to fold, so not stir, but fold like you were folding a shirt, or fold kind of like you were turning a page. So fold the glue into the shaving cream. Looks pretty good. Might add a little bit more shaving cream just to, I know it was too much glue. Could see right away that it was too much glue. So once I added in a little bit more shaving cream to the glue, it became puffier and easier to stir. So I think that was a good idea. All right, so now we'll add our food coloring in. I have dark green food coloring here. I don't really like dark green, so I'm gonna just add a couple drops, and we're going to see if it can be light green. But we may be stuck with dark green, and that is okay, because green is a great color. And that, again, you wanna just kind of fold it. And also, as the paint, I'm sorry, I should show you what I'm doing. As the paint dries, it is also going to get a little bit darker. So keep that in mind if you are very particular about how you want your colors to be. So look at that. That is a beautiful color. It's like a sea green. If you happen to have gotten a color that you are not a fan of, as I did with the dark green, try to put just a few drops in. I put 2. This is 2 drops of dark green, and it's a beautiful sea green, bluish green, which is kind of my favorite color, is a turquoise blue. And while this is not that, it is closer than a dark green to what I like. And if you got something that's light and you like darker colors, then put a bunch in. Put like 20 drops in and see how, maybe start with 10 and see how it goes. And then put more till you get a darker color that you like. I like this. I actually think I want it to be a little bit darker. Sometimes this is where I get myself in trouble. I like something and I'm like, I could make it better. So I do more, and then I end up not liking it because I added something. Okay, we're just gonna do like the tiniest of drops. Even the food coloring is like, don't do it. It won't even come out. Okay. And I got shaving cream on my bottle. That's okay. Don't think it actually made much of a difference, which is good. I didn't want a huge difference, just a little bit darker. I can kind of see it getting a little bit darker now. I'm still trying to fold it instead of stir. If you have a bowl, folding works a lot better than this shallow container that I have, but it is obviously still working out just fine. So if you start to stir, don't be alarmed, it'll be okay. And like I said previously, I think you should paint with your fingers if you want to. I like the way that this puffy paint feels on my fingers. And then from here, it's pretty easy. You take your sheet of paper and do a heart. And let's get some of my supplies out of the way here without making too big of a mess. Get your sheet of paper and you just paint. Don't know if you can hear it, but I also, in addition to the feeling of it on my hands, the way that it sounds is fun. It is like playing with shaving cream. As I paint, I also see that you could give your artwork distinctive looks. Like you could make it very smooth if you took your finger and went, all one way in a very even format, or even strokes, especially with paintbrush. That would probably be nice. Or you could make it like hilly, or looks like it has more of a like a raised texture. So it's kind of coming off the page there. I wonder what would happen if we went back with the spoon and evened it out. Yeah, so if you don't like that raised look and you're looking for something a little bit more uniform or even, you could go along with a back of the spoon, a knife, and you can, like a butter knife, you could smooth it out. That took off some of the puffy paint, so it is a little bit light on the page in some areas, but that's okay. I like that. Let's do the circle. I do wish that I had another color here for this one, but it'll be okay. Who I call my baby, who is really my toddler now, is into space. His favorite planet is Jupiter. Second favorite planet is Saturn. I continuously tell him that his favorite planet should be Earth. And he will go down the list of planets that he enjoys that are his favorite other than Earth. But this is a very Uranus/Neptune looking planet. And I thought it would be cool to kind of see how, if you used a bunch of the puffy paint and left it raised, how it would dry. So when I'm done, when it dries, when it's done drying, I will come back and show you all how it looks. Make little swirlies in it. Also kind of looks like a little bit like cotton candy-esque. I also wonder like how it would be if you just kind of put some plops on it. Or did it really light? We'll just do a really light pass on this last little planet. It almost looks like the moon, kind of with a shadow over it, clouds. All right. So there is our kit for this month. Well, the first kit for the month. We'll let these dry and then we'll come back and see what they look like. All right, it has been a couple of hours and the art projects are dry. This one, where I was very light with the puffy paint, didn't come out great. I don't think so. Unless that's what you're looking for, then that's fantastic. Otherwise, on this sheet, I think these came out very fun. The puffy paint is dry. It doesn't come off on your finger. It's kind of like bouncy, almost slime-like. And I think that the aesthetic, or the way it looks, is really cool too. It's kind of bumpy and uneven, which I think is neat. I just think it's a cool tactile, which means touch, and then also aesthetic, which means the way it looks, pleasing. The heart is a little bit of a mixed bag. So as you can see, there are some areas, like right around here, that went really great. And then there are some areas that the puff paint did just not cover the paper very well. I would suggest that if you are going to you want an even, uniformed, kind of all the same picture, that when you try to even things out, make sure that you can't see the paper under the puff paint when you're kind of moving it off or evening it out. Because even though this wasn't super even to begin with, it still looks pretty even and it covers the paper relatively well, where the other parts were even, but they didn't cover the picture very well, like our little planet there. I hope that you all had fun. I had a great time with this project, this art project, craft project, and please share anything that you do at the library. I would love to see them, whether you're doing it on a picture or outside if you get your grown-ups permission. I can't wait to see them all. Thanks so much. Have a nice day.